Annamalai. Why did he go off in between to Oxford and now he's back?
I think that was a much needed break.
Yeah.
It was a much needed break. It was a particularly toxic election. And you must realize the kind of language that was used in Tamil Nadu for him to run him down. He is almost my age. He and I think, are almost of the same age.
You get mistaken for him also sometimes. I've seen people put your mugshot instead of his at times.
I don't think so. I think he's handsomer. At least he's handsome. I'm not. Two, I do believe...
But both of you talk in a similar manner. At least my mother says that,
Really?
you know. She says Sai also speaks very, very fast. And
right. So that's the Tamil speed actually visiting English and the gesticulation and everything. I think it was a much deserved break because the way they targeted him and they pounced on him, for him to have revived the morale of the BJP in a difficult state such as Tamil Nadu, which has been traditionally pitted against it for all sorts of stereotypes. And he has certainly increased the vote share, notwithstanding the losses that they may have suffered. I do believe that as in terms of introspection, I think the entire mechanism and infrastructure there needs to be looked into.
Should have been done before, no?
I agree. I certainly agree. I don't want to kick, let's say, people who bat for the civilization when they're down. I don't want to do that. I certainly believe that his heart is in the right place. And we need thinking people in politics. According to me, he is a stellar example of it. His qualifications speak volumes, which you know.
Correct.
And two, he is humble in public.
Yes.
And in private, it's not a show.
But some say that the miscalculation that he did was that not go into an alliance with AIADMK, and that is where the BJP lost at least 15 seats.
Ma'am, if the results had been otherwise, they'd have said this was a fantastic calculated gamble.
That's true.
Right? So it ultimately, the result will determine people's opinions on the decisions taken.
He had, both Amit Shah and Modi had backed him. Okay. And they were, at least during the elections, that's what one saw, that, right. It was Annamalai's advice and they gambled on that. And
it's okay. I think it's a lesson learned, or maybe at least this will perhaps help them understand if there are any fundamental weaknesses in the party structure in that particular state. What is it that they can do better? Could they have managed the electoral preparation better from their end in terms of, let's say, checking the booths and booth management and so on and so forth? All that is for them to do. I am not an expert on the subject.
This humility that you talked about, he has a massive following, right? During his padayatras, during everything, that massive crowds come in and they're weeping when they come to him. And it's not fake. I've seen that myself.
Right.
How do politicians keep that humility? And there's something to, I think, Tamil Nadu politics also. The crowds and the idolization. It's very much intrinsic to Tamil Nadu
you can
politics.
transport it back to the MGR era.
MGR era.
Right.
Subsequently, so how do you think he keeps his
roots and family and his fundamental grounding in dharma? He knows that when, let's say, a Peethadipati or a guru is sitting on a particular asan, you will sit at his feet. You will not occupy the same position. These are basic aspects of sanskar, which I think have to be observed. People may disagree, I don't care. But I think this is basic etiquette, at least for Sanatana Dharma. He follows that. And I think, notwithstanding the fact that he may have come from a bureaucratic background, there is an openness in the ear to other points of view, to genuine feedback. So far, I believe that these values have made sure that those who want to, let's say, give feedback still have the ability to do so. Now, the future will decide where he goes. But assuming that these values hold good and all things being equal, this one electoral setback, I won't call it a failure or a defeat, is no proof of what he can do. One summer doesn't make a swallow, or rather one swallow doesn't make a summer.